Twisters is here on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, released by Universal. It can be found as a slipcover edition, available at your local and online retailers, as well as a Walmart exclusive steelbook. Twisters was thankfully one of those movies that provided an actual good time at the theater. I found this in large part due to the co-leads, Daisy Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell. They had good chemistry and complemented each other well. The original film was far from grand in story. This one about the same, but of course it's the tornadoes that are the stars of the show, and they are pretty good. It's at the end of the day a cool flick that allows you to just sit back and enjoy. Twisters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray has an aspect ratio of 239:1. It was finished at a 4K digital intermediate, and it supports both HDR10 and Dolby Vision. For purposes of this review, I will be discussing the Dolby Vision transfer. Twisters exhibits all the hallmarks of a 2024 big-budget theatrical release, and its debut on the 4K format makes for an overly satisfying visual presentation. The movie was shot on film and rendered at a 4K digital intermediate, so it's the best of both worlds situation here. The source is not surprisingly exceptionally clean with a finely layered grain structure. It comes across very filmic, which should please old and new school cinephiles alike. Details flourish and look great in 4K resolution. Close-ups in particular show excellent depth. When it comes to the CGI use in the film, it doesn't stand out as much against the live elements and blends in pretty seamless. As for the palette and enhancements with Dolby Vision, primaries are true and natural. The visuals in the film aren't a melt your eyeballs kind of experience, but the benefits still show satisfying results in this area. Even the outdoor day scenes that aren't overcast or storm-infused come across a bit reserved but no less dialed in. Black levels in their turn are properly rendered, offering deep night scenes and nicely darkened interiors. Shadow detail was firmly on point and no crushing was spotted. Twisters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray supports a Dolby Atmos audio mix, which folds down to a Dolby True HD 7.1. There is also a Spanish 5.1 track, as well as a French 7.1 mix. I'd like to start the audio portion of my review by just mentioning that even though there are literal decades between the two films, I think most of us, more or less, would try to compare the original film's new Dolby Atmos, released on 4K not too long ago, with this latest movie's current year sound design. After watching this film initially in the theater, I do feel that the original Twister has much more impactful and often monstrous sound mixing when it comes to the tornado destruction. If I were to give the nod between the two now that they are both on 4K, I would probably still give it to the original film, at least in that regard. That is not to say, however, that the Dolby Atmos on Twisters is substandard, far from it in fact. Rest assured, if you're an audiophile, you'll no doubt enjoy what's presented. When it comes to what one can expect from the height channels, it's pretty easy to imagine a film about tornadoes and how it would use that space effectively. Not only does it do so, it does and then some. The rushing air and debris rush all around you and above you consistently, as does the occasional drone and even a poor soul or two's helpless cries as they're swept away by the Twister. Not to be outdone, but the mid-level and rears are equally impressive as you are firmly put in the middle of said tornado and the whipping wind assaults you from all sides. You can rest assured that if there's a storm or tornado present, you're getting your money's worth for that home theater setup. When it comes to this film's dynamic use of the surround environment, it has the original beat, no contest. In-film dialogue is surprisingly clear throughout, despite the chaos happening at any given moment. Now for one of the more important aspects of this film and its Atmos, the use of the LFE. As I mentioned, I do feel the original film is much more robust in this area, but fear not, it is certainly no slouch in this film. Once the film's characters are inside the Twisters, their presence can be felt and then some. Destructive winds hit with authority, the occasional explosion as well, and the larger debris or windswept vehicles hit with a thud, though just shy of room shaking. Still, I do believe that the sound designers held back a little bit in this area. As punchy as the low end can be, I've definitely felt harder hitting ones in other discs of this year. There are some entertaining bonus materials located on the main 4K disc, starting with some deleted scenes and gag reels. While there isn't an all-in-one making of per se, the featurettes presented basically add up to one with some solid shorts. Tracking the front, the path of the Twisters is an interesting look at the cast, the inspiration from the original film, and the science behind the weather. Into the Storms shows the behind-the-scenes creation of the Twisters themselves and how it was pulled off. A short featuring Glenn Powell in his day-to-day interactions on the set of the film, a couple more additional behind-the-scenes content that are equally worth checking out. There is also an audio commentary from the director himself. I listened to about 30 minutes or so. He's pretty laid back in his overall delivery, but obviously very knowledgeable about the film he created, so I think I would like to listen to it in its entirety at some later point. For the picture quality, I'm going to give Twisters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray an A. The film's transfer on 4K makes for a very nice and visually pleasing entry onto the format. It's not the most vivid and bold visual palette, but what is offered still allows for a nice refined picture and it looks great. All in all, a very solid 4K image. For the audio mix, I scored it an A as well. Going into the storms with this Dolby Atmos may not rattle the windows too much, but it is enough to make the neighbors check outside for inclement weather. If you like robust, dynamic audio presentations, this one will have you covered and then some. For the extras, I graded them an A. Universal provided a good amount of bonus materials, and I think they touch on almost all the important aspects of making the film. The studio easily could have made these supplements superfluous, but I do feel that they will give fans a good amount to take in and learn more about the movie itself. So that is my review of Twisters on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray from Universal. If you're interested in picking up a copy for yourself, I will leave a direct Amazon link for the slipcover and a Walmart link for the steelbook in the comments section. But if you have the 4K disc already, let me know your thoughts down below. In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guide 365. I will see you at the movies.